And hello, movie lovers. So, welcome to our first ever watch party. I actually had director Jason Pitts on here with me. We're going to be doing this watch party with the rest of the cast and crew. Before we get started, Jason has a few words and stuff like that about the film, but let's go ahead. Let's dive into this. I'm excited to have everybody here. It's always an honor to have Jason on here and also to the crew for Voorhees After the Beast. And how are you doing, Jason?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. It's great to have you back on here. But this time you brought everybody that was at the premiere yesterday, all except the fans, of course. That I'm glad that you didn't decide to invite them into the StreamYards, but it's good to have you on here.
Man, we appreciate it. We're excited to show the sequel.
I'm excited to actually have you guys here, too. This is a great honor and a privilege to have you guys.
Absolutely.
So before we get started, I know that you have a few things to say, and then of course you're going to introduce the crew that was part of this film. So let's go on ahead.
Yeah, man. Like this is the sequel to Voorhees Night of the Beast. We were able to. It has almost 600,000 views in 7 months, so it's pretty. We're really proud of what we did on that. And I met a person named Charlene Simon who convinced me to do a sequel, and it's an 18-minute follow-up short. I call it like a short webisode. It's kind of like if you remember The Walking Dead, they had those little short 15-minute YouTube shows that they did, and it's kind of like that a little bit. But man, I'm really proud of what we did on this one too. We there's some sequences that I think a lot of people will appreciate. So I'm super excited to show it to everybody. And
I'm excited
again for having us so we can show it here for the first time online.
You're very welcome. And you know what? This is actually my first time seeing your film, seeing what you guys have done. Of course, I've reviewed the very first film that you guys did. And so now it's great to actually have you guys in here doing this. And this is going to be my first initial reaction to this film. So thank you for letting me do this stream. I do appreciate it.
Cool.
So, anyways, let's introduce the panel and all that stuff.
Let's do it. Who's first?
Well, you're the director, so
I can't see the backstage, so I don't know who you'll pop up.
Okay, not a problem. So I'll direct you. How about that?
That'll work.
All right. So first off, we have Will Reed.
All right. So Will Reed. Will Reed played Mark in the first film, and he edited both the first film and this film. So, hi, Reed.
All right.
Hi, Will.
Hi.
Next, we have Todd Allen.
Okay, so Todd, he plays a role in this sequel film, and I'm not going to say what it is yet.
Crew member Todd.
It's a surprise.
Okay. Next, we have Sierra.
Sierra, man, Sierra's in both films as Laura. I mean, those of you who've seen the first film know that what happened in that one, so you may be wondering how she's in this one, but you'll have to watch it to find out.
Okay. And then we have Charlie.
Okay, Charlie, man, DP, MVP for both films. I love Charlie. We work really well together, and couldn't do this without him at all. No way. And I see he's got somebody there with him, Caleb, his son, who also worked on this film. He's actually in the film too. His arm is.
Well, at least his arm got a little small cameo in the film, so that's always a good thing. At least you can pay him half of what he that he got paid for, right? Just give him a half an arm. But yeah, so now we actually have one more guest, and that's Buddy Campbell.
Yeah, Buddy Campbell plays Eddie in both films, so awesome to have Buddy as always.
But yeah, guys, I just want to say this: I enjoyed the very first film. Whenever I did my spoiler review for it, you guys definitely did a very good job, and to see you guys back here for the sequel, this makes me even more excited at the fact that we actually have another guest in here. We have the Duke.
Oh, CJ, able to make it.
I was wondering.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Duke is in both films as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I like Duke's character. Duke's character was one of my favorites, of course, with Sierra, and then the rest of the cast and crew too. So it's just great to have you guys. I'm so humbled to actually have you here. And the Jason Voorhees series has always been one of my favorite things. And what you do, Jason, is something original, something authentic. Who would actually thought Jason would actually try and take on Bigfoot? And then have another sequel to follow up with it. So this is actually pretty awesome to have the sequel going. And of course, it's also getting a lot of buzz around the area, right?
Yeah. The premiere last night, somewhere between 50 and 60 people. Very awesome experience, and and we actually showed the first film and the second film back to back, which
Exactly
really,
as it should be.
that was really cool. I'd say about 40% of the theater had not seen the first film um, before, so all the normal places just hearing the crowd react to everything through both movies was awesome.
Awesome. So I know we have another guest coming in, and of course he's the main attraction. So whenever he comes in and drops in, we'll go on ahead start the watch party.
Is it James? James is going to make it.
James said he would join if there was room based off of what's here. Yeah, there's always room for Jason. I mean, we can have another Jason in here. So, but my question is for you guys, like, when you look at horror films and things like that, what do you guys basically look at whenever you guys are trying to make a film and things like that?
What do I look at when I make a horror film?
Yeah.
Well, I try to write them to where they're suspenseful. Obviously, have a little bit of gore, and I rely on Charlie a lot for camera angles, just to make things a little bit more creepy, and lighting. Lighting's huge in horror films.
But yeah, the thing that I really enjoyed about this is like your callbacks to other horror movies and the fact that you make like little small nuggets here and there, and nothing is really forced. Everything is just like, okay, so this is a callback to, let's say, not Cabin in the Woods, but The Evil Dead, or this is a callback to Nightmare on Elm Street, or this is a callback to other things. And you also keep the 80s kind of flavor into this as a nostalgia kind of thing with the practical effects and things like that. That's something I really do appreciate, that I feel like that films today don't really have. They rely on the CGI versus the aspect of visual effects. And that's something that I really enjoy about your films, is that you still keep within the honor of the 80s kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, I've never been a real big fan of CGI. I love practical effects. I think they just look better. Now, I am okay with using practical effects and then enhancing them with CGI, just as long as it doesn't look terrible. We did that with Masquerade. A lot of the like the stiletto in the eye, almost every kill was practical first, and then slightly enhanced with visual effects.
Okay.
Or CGI.
And James is here.
What's up, James?
Hey, boy. Hey, how are y'all?
Hey, James, welcome back. I do appreciate you being on here again.
What's up, man?
Jason, how you doing?
Man, doing great, man. Jason to Jason.
Absolutely,
right.
man.
So you guys ready to get this party started?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Get your popcorn ready. Let's do this.
Let's go.
There's a legend around here.
I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason.
Of a demon bound. Of a child drowned. And a mask of fear. A death curse born of rage. A mother's grief led to others' pain. Left the lake bloodstained. A killer's rampage. killer buried, but not dead. The power of the demon of lust, Asmodeus, keeps him coming back. Some have tried to stop him. No one can.
Let's go! Come on! There's no time!
What a reason!
I don't believe it.
Rossie! No!
It's just you? I warned them. They didn't listen.
No, they didn't. Call the police. They can go ahead and recover the bodies. Jason is dead. For now.
What do you mean, for now?
He isn't truly dead. I'm gonna start training. I'm gonna learn everything I can about that book Mrs. Voorhees used. And that demon that Elsie was talking about. I'm gonna start hunting serial killers. And when I'm ready, I'm gonna head back to Crystal Lake. And I'm gonna make sure that son of a bitch gets sent straight to hell.
What happened out there?
That's a very expensive question. And I'm not sure you have what it takes to pay.
What's it cost?
Give me your hand.
Two creams, two sugars, just like you like it. Hey, are you sure you can trust this guy? I mean, he seemed kind of wacko to me.
Did you know this was the last place that I saw her? Hey, little sis, got something for you.
You won't believe it.
Let me guess. They made a new shade of black lipstick.
No. Your advice is working. I'm slowly showing who I really am to all my new college friends, and they're still cool with me.
Well, I'm glad, sis, but take it slow. You don't want to whip out the Ouija board just yet.
So, we're going camping this weekend. It's more to help a friend who's having a tough time, but it still sounds hella rad.
Is Paul going?
Maybe. I shouldn't have told you about him.
Come on, Brat. Give me the goods.
Okay, yes. He's going. Amy, I really like him. And sometimes I catch him glancing at me. I think there's something there.
Of course there is. He would be crazy not to be into you. I've got to go meet Adam, but before I go, can I take a picture of you?
Mr. Duke? There she is.
Thank you for meeting with us.
Look, my time is very valuable, so I don't like to waste it. So I'm gonna save us both some time. Your sister's dead. There's nothing anyone can do, including you.
Laura was the only one they never found. They found the bodies of everybody else, but not hers. She could still be out there.
She's not. The only thing out there is death.
You don't know that.
The boyfriend. Look, I get it. They're trying to be all macho and supportive so you can get inside her pants. But do us both a favor. Save a life. And don't go out there.
Hey, screw you, man. Anyway, isn't Jason dead? That interview, you said you saw him get torn to pieces.
The true Jason Voorhees is something that nobody has ever really seen. Jason is something truly evil, and evil never dies. Evil always finds its way home.
You could come with us. I can pay you. Name your price.
No, I'm not ready. The next time I go down there, I'm gonna make sure I send that son of a bitch straight to hell.
Please.
Look, I'm on my way to Elk Grove, Michigan. There's this guy, he has extensive knowledge about this book. It's called the Necronomicon. I believe this is my ticket to killing Jason for all time. Just don't do anything until I get back.
She'll be dead by then. Please.
She's already dead. Don't join her. Save her life. Don't go out there. And don't do anything until I get back.
Really? Even after all that? Did you not hear what the badass cowboy just said?
Man.
You still messing with that damn finger?
Well, yeah, it hurts.
Well, what happened to it?
Well, you know that guy broke it.
Well, why didn't you reach up there and slap that boy? You know you tough as nails.
I ain't that tough. I'm telling you, it hurts something awful.
Let me see that damn
don't
thing.
touch my
I'll
finger,
fix it for
Jimmy.
you.
Jimmy, don't.
Come on, you damn kitty, baby.
No, don't pull it,
I'll
please.
pull that damn thing off, boy.
No, don't.
You sure?
I'm sure.
I don't have to tell Mama?
No, don't tell me.
All right.
Hello there.
Howdy.
Are you guys okay? Do you need a ride?
No, ma'am. We're on our way to Stu's place. That's a gas station and restaurant up the road a ways. Now, we walk there every day.
What is wrong with you, dummy? This beautiful thing here is offering us a ride to Stu's.
You know what the doctor
I'm
said?
tired of walking.
The doctor told us to walk more for our cholesterol.
I don't give a damn what them damn city folks say. We country folk.
Ma'am,
How you doing there, pretty thing?
Don't mind him. Now, we do appreciate the offer,
yeah.
but we'll just walk.
Well, have you seen my sister?
Yeah, I seen her. She was with those other kids about a week or so back. I warned them not to go. Stu and me. They didn't listen. And then they all got carried out in body bags.
Not all of them.
People think that I'm dumb.
Laura! Laura!
I don't know, babe. We've been out here a while now. It's getting pretty dark. Should we head back?
Not without my sister! Come on, we're almost to the lake.
Okay. Amy? What if she's in the lake?
Shit. I swear, Adam, if we don't find her, I'm gonna have every inch of this lake searched.
Okay. Whatever you need, I'm here for it.
It's you! Amy! Run!
Aisle 12. Shop smart, shop S-Mart.
I'm looking for an Ash Williams.
Wow, you guys did a very good job with the film. I do have to say that. I really enjoyed it. And then the thing that I really liked was the callbacks to like Jason Goes to Hell with of course you wind up seeing Bigfoot eat the heart, and then of course that's how Jason comes back. I definitely like that. I wasn't sure if he was just gonna be where basically Bigfoot was actually just gonna be the whole entire deal where basically Jason becomes Bigfoot. That was my next thing. I was thinking of like, okay, does he embody Bigfoot? Does he take over Bigfoot's body, or does he just come back in full form? So I definitely like the special effects for it. Special effects was fantastic, Jason. I mean it. I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. And then hearing to be honest with you, I heard a little bit of Jaws music in this too, though, that I really enjoyed because I'm a huge Jaws fan. So that was actually pretty cool. And then the voiceover at the very beginning, I really enjoyed having that nostalgia aspect to it. So you're incorporating the nostalgia aspect to it, but at the same time, you're also making this movie stand on its own merit, which is actually very hard to do. And congratulations on that part, because some people like to only hit you over the head with nostalgia to the point where it takes you out of the film. With this one, you play around with the nostalgia, then you go ahead and make it your own film. And I just want to say I enjoyed that part of it.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to kind of pay homage to the beginning of part 7 because it has a very similar type opening. And then we brought back Mike Morgan to do the voiceover, who played Elsu in the first film. So he did the voiceover at the beginning of this. And there was a couple callbacks. There's that one to part 7, and then part 2. If you remember, at the beginning of part 2, they show like the last 5 minutes of part 1. And I really liked that. And so I kind of did the same thing with this. We saw the last couple minutes of Voorhees Night of the Beast. And that's kind of important. So we see Creighton Duke, we see him break Eddie's finger, and then we do get a glimpse of Laura getting her head cut with the machete. All that kind of plays into After the Beast.
Okay. And I just want to say this too. I definitely liked the Duke in this one though too. They should have just listened to the cowboy. If they just listened to the cowboy, we wouldn't have this problem. Right. But Then I also like how the two brothers are over there talking, well, they called me stupid. They're the ones who's going into the woods. So I definitely was geeked out over that. The humor works and lands in so much aspect of this in retrospect to it that I think that you handle this with a complete respect to the people that love, and the fans myself, that love the Friday the 13th franchise as well. And the other thing that I really liked, there's a lot of stuff that I really like that I'm really geeked out about this, because I really enjoy the Friday the 13th ones. But of course, I also like the callback to where the camp counselors are around the campfire and they're telling this ghost-like story and stuff like that. It has very reminiscence to the very first Friday the 13th movie, which has, of course, Jason's mother being played in that film. And I think that was actually a pretty nice touch to actually have that too being played along. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. And then, it's always great to see the special effects and how that was handled. I thought the special effects team did a fantastic job with the prosthetics and things like that. Absolutely. And it was handled fantastic.
That sequence, that transformation sequence, involved 3 different people. There was James, who was in the Bigfoot suit. He was at the beginning and the end. He was in the Bigfoot suit, and then he was at the end as Jason when he puts on the mask. In between there's Paris was in the actual like transformation makeup and suit, and then Caleb it was his hand that grabbed the mask in the Jason hand. So that I just like that. It's crazy, like, because we spent a lot of the night on that sequence, and it is only like maybe 40 seconds long, and it involved 3 different people on screen.
How long did that take to shoot, though?
We shot the whole thing in 2 days.
That's pretty good. And how long for that sequence, though? Like, to get the right angle on it and stuff?
How long do we spend on that, Charlie, you think?
The transformation scene?
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly how long it took them to get into costume, but once we started rolling, it went actually really fast, because that's where we did the flying lens change, which I'm sure Will really liked to see. But yeah, we tried to get that going really, really fast once we started. So.
But yeah, I thought that the transformation scene worked out really well for the little small bit. And then, of course, during the transformation scene, whenever it comes down to the Friday the 13th, it's always quick and fast anyways. So it actually works and blends in very well. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. We actually do have a couple of things up inside the comment section, too, that people are asking and talking about. We got the Dokla, I think that's how you say it. But basically, he says, I have one question. Is this a fan film canon to Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash 2008 comics and the Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash Nightmare Warriors 2009 comics?
It is not canon to those. We're kind of doing our own thing. The only thing that I'm building, I have built this to be canon of is the films that were actually made by Paramount and New Line. And I'm trying, like, I've put these stories in between Friday the 13th part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, and Jason Goes to Hell. So everything that happens with these 2 films, or maybe 3, takes place between those 2, 8 and 9.
Okay. I have a question for Sierra, though, too. Like, when you got the phone call saying, "Hey, look, I want you back for this one," what was your first initial thoughts whenever it came down to that, or did you know already that you were going to be back for this?
When he first brought it up to me, I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there." Like, there was no doubt. I was like, "I'm there. Just tell me when. I'm there. I'll be there."
I think that's actually a pretty cool thing that he brought you back for this as well, because I thought that you did a very good job of what you were doing with the very first one, and then coming back for this one. I think that you're a great actress when it comes down to embodying your character. I thought you did a very good job with that.
Thank you.
Very welcome. You're welcome. And Clint, you have such charisma playing that cowboy, man. I just want to say that, like, you have this little smirk on your face, like you're eating this up. And I just want to say you did a very good job with that, though, too. That was actually I actually have to say I enjoy all the characters, but I could just see that you're just eating this up on the screen and having that little smirk, like, yeah, you're going to die, but you're going to thank me later. after you die because you should have listened to me, kind of thing. And I'm not ready, even though I'm not ready to go out there and you know what's going to happen. And I'm just going to let you do what you got to do, kind of thing. So I definitely liked it. So, but yeah, I thought this was very well crafted. And of course, James, you did a very good job, of course, playing Jason again. And what was it like inside the Bigfoot suit? I mean, I think you would have been sweating your ass off. On that.
Yeah, we had to get in that suit, and that was rough. Sitting inside that suit in the house was, if we could have done it outside, it would have been different, but it was cold outside. But sitting in the house doing the prosthetics on my face and stuff like that, because the prosthetics actually had to be glued to my face, and which was it's a little trying, sometimes, putting prosthetics on your face and stuff like that, not being able to breathe real well and all that stuff. But once it got on there and we got outside, I could have kept it on for hours. I mean, it was amazing. It looked fantastic. Again, the special effects team that Jason's put together with Shala and the Paris and her whole team is just absolutely phenomenal. Those women are really great at what they do and making us look just like Sierra's makeup was absolutely phenomenal with the maggots on her face and all that stuff. And I'm talking about, she's a trooper, and Sierra, I'll give it to you. I mean, she had one eye covered for like hours. I mean, like not just a few hours. I mean, like 4 to 5 hours. This girl sat with one eye covered, this makeup all over her face. It was amazing. I give props to our whole team, our whole cast and everything. It was amazing. Cast and crew was phenomenal. Charlie did incredible job, as he always does, as our DP. It's just, I mean, our whole team is a family, and it's just, I don't know what to say. And getting to see the final, thing here like this tonight, I couldn't be at the premiere. I had to be off doing some other things. That's what I'm doing now. But it's great to be working, but it's at the same time, you hate to miss out on things that you work so hard on. And I feel like I let people down, but I mean, it is what it is. You got to work to make a living. So, I'm so proud of this team, and I can't wait to make another Jason Pitts film. I'll tell you that. I love that man to death.
One thing I can say about Jason, even though I'm not on the set with you guys or anything like that he always gets the best actors and gets the best out of his actors and treats people like family, which is really rare to actually have.
This is the reason This is the reason he gets the best out of his actors. It's because of the way he treats us.
I can definitely see that. It's actually what I see on screen is what represents who Jason is, to be honest. And I've always, and I have a huge respect for Jason and what he does, and the directions and things like that he ends up doing is just fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Todd, my question for you is what's your favorite moment on the set that you can think of, or favorite fun moment that you can think of?
There we go. I muted myself. Honestly, it was when we were doing makeup, and I was like, I have stage makeup. I don't have, movie makeup. And they're like, okay, we got it there. And then they were like, oh, actually, we don't have the makeup. It was miscommunication. It's like, we'll send a picture and say, how's the makeup look? And if he likes it. and Jason was like, oh, love it. It's fantastic. Yeah. But so she was doing the hair though. She made my hair. I mean, with that hair, I looked like Ash. So with the lighting and the sound and Tiffany on hair, all I had to do was just sit groovy. And then I was Ash.
You had the best line at the end. So yeah. But I was geeked out at that moment when he's bringing Ash into this. And a matter of fact, speaking of Ash, somebody already asked this question too. Fellow DC says, will we be seeing Ash and Duke fighting Jason in the next installment?
Maybe. I have, if a third one happens, I do have a story It does involve Ash, and it does involve Duke, and it involves a few other things.
That's a lot more of an open answer than we got last time, and here we are. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what though? I can see this being like a buddy cop movie, but in a slasher kind of universe where they team up and they argue back and forth and busting each other's balls. That's what I could see this going.
Yeah,
We actually started ad-libbing some idea for lines, like what would the next, how the next conversation would go.
My question is this: are you gonna have like a Danny Glover line? I'm getting too old for this shit kind of thing, or what?
I will say this: my whole reason for, or one of the major reasons for doing these fan films, is to bridge the gap between Jason in Part 8 to what we see in Part 9, and part of that is explaining Duke and his backstory with Jason, how he knows so much about Jason, like. He shows up with this Kandorian dagger, and it's just like, where does that come from, right? So maybe his time with Ash, like maybe he learned some few things,
Like a chainsaw attached to his hand. Kind of. But yeah, I definitely have to say this was a lot of fun. And Buddy, I just want to say, you did a fantastic job as well. I do appreciate what everyone has been doing on this set, and also with the film. But you're very welcome. And I was just wondering too, like, how long have you been in the acting? What got you into acting and stuff like that too?
Well, I did play in high school and college, and really enjoyed it. But then after college, I got a real job in the real world, and never thought acting was going to take me anywhere. I had a job after. While I was in college, that ended up going 7 years of reviewing movies for a newspaper. And so I went to see every movie that came to town, and that just got me just hooked on cinema in general. And then 20 some odd years later, there was an open casting call for a movie in Northwest Arkansas, and I went to that and auditioned for a role and didn't get it, but I got invited back as an extra, and I got to spend the day with some name actors like Neil McDonough, Nick Searcy, Leslie Easterbrooks, Michael Parks, and people like that. And I just caught the bug again and decided to give it a shot. Started taking acting classes in Little Rock, and one short film led to another one, and then feature films, and now I've been in over 100 projects total since then, and just having the time of my life.
That's fantastic, man. Because I mean, that's like me for example. I mean, I ended up doing podcasting in 2019. Next thing I know, I got bitten by the podcasting bug, and I just kept on going at it. And of course, I reviewed every single movie that I could think of. I'm a huge cinema buff and things like that too. I've always wanted to be an actor as well, but to see you do that and be like, you know what? I want to try this acting thing out and see if it actually works, and see what I have, because I've watched a lot of movies. I think I can actually do this. So I think I'm going to go on ahead and give this a shot. And here you are. The list just goes on. So I give you big, huge props to be able to do something like that and step out of your comfort zone, because I'm sure that was actually a big thing, is stepping out of your comfort zone to do acting, right? Because you were writing writing reviews and stuff.
Yeah, and I have a professional job, the day job, and that's has nothing to do with filmmaking. And so I've been doing that for 20 some odd years, and that was my comfort zone. That started acting, and I was kind of quiet, not really loner, but just a quiet, inverted type of personality before I started acting, and now I've busted out of that, and even in my personal life away from film, I'm more outgoing now, and not afraid to speak up and be more outgoing than I used to be. So it's really helped me in life in general, being an actor. And but this role of Eddie was one of the easiest I have ever done, because I'm from the Ozarks of Arkansas, and talking like this was just the way my parents and in-laws and grandparents talked when I was growing up there. and so that came easy. And it's different roles that are the ones that are out of my comfort zone. I've got a romantic comedy coming up, going from 180 here, from a horror slasher film to a romantic comedy. That looking forward to that, but that's going to be something totally different. So but appreciate the kind words.
Oh, you're very welcome, man. You're very welcome. As a matter of fact,
that scene with Buddy and Mike was 100%, well, 95% improv. I think the only scripted line was the last one when he said, and people think I'm dumb. Everything else was completely improv by them. So
it's totally fitting though for that character to do that. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think that it was good improvisation and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, that's why we like working for Jason so much. He trusts, the actors to do their thing, and because he came up to me and Mike just a couple hours before and said, I want y'all to add to what we've got in the script, and I trust y'all to come up with a conversation and just ad-lib it and make it your own. And so we went.
I think the only thing I told you was to just make it about the finger, right? I said keep it around, ad lib around the finger.
But Charlie, I also have a question for you though too. What got you motivated into doing filmmaking and stuff like that too? I want to know everybody else. Here's the thing: I want to know everybody what they got into filmmaking and stuff. So we can just go around the board with that too, because I'm interested.
Well, for me, I started in film actually being a screenwriter, and just kind of wanted to kind of know the jobs on set. That way, I could better kind of write for that. And so I started just jumping on sets as a grip, and being on sets. Sometimes the necessities come up, so I got moved to another department and another department, and by the time like the end of that first year, I was just walking on the sets, and people were handing me a camera. They're like, "Hey, shoot the film." And it just kind of built up to that, and just progressing, and making my own films, when I'm able to, and just trying to learn more. It's been really funny because over the last probably 10 years, I've become more known as a DP than as a screenwriter. So it's been an interesting journey.
Let me ask you this: for people that don't know, what does DP mean?
DP means director of photography. In old cinema, we were called cinematographers.
Okay.
But the terminology has changed a little bit, but the role has also changed a little bit as well over the years.
Okay. And another thing I want to mention is this, though, that I think that this, I bet it was like an adrenaline rush when someone says, here's a camera. Go, and I bet it's like, okay, what do I do? Where do I go? I'll film some stuff, but I don't know what you want. So
yeah, it's always fun, but I think it's kind of helped me learn to think on my feet a lot on set, which is really great with working with Jason, because he trusts me a lot to get the shots that he has in mind, but also if I'm looking around, a room, and I'm like, oh, hey, if we put the camera over here, we can do this little truck or this little thing, and it's going to look interesting. And Jason's like, well, how long is it going to take to look at it? And I'm like, yeah, give me 5 minutes. And it's, a lot of trust, but in the early days, it was very nerve wracking. I'd show up as a grip, and, the director was also the DP, and he's like, man, I'm overwhelmed. Can you do this? And I'm like, okay. I'd just be like, okay, yeah, let's figure it out. So yeah, it's always fun, but yeah, it took a long time to kind of just get comfortable in that role.
I gotcha.
Yeah, that shot at the beginning of right after the time jump transition, where the camera trucks over the bottles. That was Charlie. That was just him looking around the set and being like, hey, like this would be an awesome shot. And he set that up, and I think it's fantastic.
I think so too. I think it actually incorporates and embodies the film in the way that it was shot like that. So I definitely do agree with you on that. Sarah, what about you though? What got you into wanting to do acting?
So it all started 14 years.
I thought you were going to say 1492. I'm like,
so my mom basically she showed me like some sort of ad for a summer camp at one of our local theaters here, Arkansas Public Theater, and she's like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And I was like, "Sure." And now I'm stuck. I caught the bug, as everyone is saying. I've been doing it for almost 14 years now, and then I've been doing film for like 7 years now.
congratulations on that.
Doing extra. So, thank you. Yeah, I started
You're
doing
welcome.
background stuff and then slowly progressing.
What about for you, Will?
I've been wanting to do it since I was a kid. It was like whenever I started being able to think of, what I would want to do as a career. It was like video game maker, quote unquote, for like a few months, and then, or maybe like 2 years, and then it was just movie maker from then on out. And then I made my first, I guess, movie project whenever I was 15, and have just been doing whatever jobs in film I could get. But I like acting and directing the best.
All right. What about for you, Todd?
Back when I was a senior in 1492, I was in a play, and that's when I just enjoyed acting all the way through. And actually, in college, a friend of mine named Richard Tomlinson, who often does a lot of work here with Jason, actually filmed a Son of Ash fan film. Where I was the son of Ash, and I was just, same kind of thing. It's just Ash, but younger.
Full circle.
And I think that's how I got this job, really, is because he was like, who'd be a good Ash is this guy. And,
Yeah, Richard, like, I guess about 2.5 years ago, Richard sent me that film that you guys shot. And I was like, he does a good Ash. He does a really good Ash.
Thank you. I prepare for this role by not preparing for this role, because I hate to tell my director this, but I didn't actually read the script except for my part, because that's what Ash, he wouldn't know anything about what's going on. However, I've been preparing for this role my whole life because I am a huge Ash fan, because I watched all the movies. I have a comic book of Army of Darkness. I have all of the deleted scene stuff and extra footage and different versions of the same Army of Darkness stuff, and I've seen all the Ash versus Evil Dead series. So I'm an Ash aficionado. So
I can definitely tell that you actually captured that, like at the very end, you had that Ash-like face.
Yeah, I said groovy like 1,000 times a day, just to make sure, because I knew that fanboys would be like, "That's not Ash," and I was like, and I even tried to bulk up a little bit. It didn't quite work, but
the hardest part about that shot was was getting the eyebrow arch.
Yes,
So, like, I
because
can't
I'm
use
used to
this.
I can arch this one, and then he was like, "No, we're going to shoot from this side." So I had really strain. Is that working? But we finally got it, and because, like I said, because of the the brilliance of the lighting and the makeup and the sound people, I just stood there and they filmed me, and I was Ash because of them. So thank you guys.
Okay, so I'm saving the best for last. I'm Duke. That's what I'm going to be calling you right now. So, but what got you into acting, man? Because like I said, I just love your character.
Oh, thank you. Ever since I was little, I was very into like spectacle. So when I was playing sports, I wanted to entertain people while I was doing things. But then when I got to college, I started realizing I could really hurt somebody. I don't want to hurt anybody. I could do it like for pretend, and that'd be cool. And then like after that, I just kept auditioning and trying. You run into a wall enough times, that wall's gonna give out. So
For the safety of others, he transitioned to acting, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I also, really enjoy like creating characters and like studying roles. Just like my favorite superhero, Batman. It's a
That's mine too.
Yeah.
Dude, you are a character. There's nothing else
Dude,
about it.
what I love about DJ is he is always constantly entertaining himself, and as a result, entertains everyone around him.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. He's like a puppy with a toy. You just get in and throw it and let him go. He'll do it.
A dog.
Yeah, we actually hit it off for
caught it
a
yet,
lot on the set. Yeah, I think we both have ADHD, so it was just.
Hey, that's perfect. I have ADD, so that's fantastic. I'm like highway to hey, look, there's a squirrel. So, but yeah, I just want to say this. It's a huge honor to be able to do this with you guys. I wish you nothing but the biggest success with your film. Jason, you guys, you have something special here within the film community. You have a family in the film community. This is your family. Voorhees is your baby. And I can't wait to see you guys back again for another one. And please send me another film for us to do another watch party. And even if it's a sequel to even if you're going to throw in a third one, I would love to actually do another watch party with you guys. This has been a blast.
Yeah, soon we got you.
Thank you.
Well, as like for me, my next project is an original feature. It's called The Forest Through the Trees, and I would love to shoot it in October, if not October, probably next spring. But it's going to be a while before that happens. But in the meantime, Will has a Batman movie coming out.
Ooh.
That we're all low key in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie's working on his feature, Whispers. So he's got something coming out. And then Buddy has the romantic comedy he mentioned earlier, which I am also directing. But I think we're going to probably shoot that in April. So we got stuff coming out.
That's awesome. I think that the people in Arkansas are the most talented people. So it's. Want to hit? Sorry.
Arkansas appreciates that.
Mention it well. James and I will be working in Kentucky on a kids adventure movie coming up in the spring as well, hopefully, and so we'll be reunited there back in Kentucky again for another one. But
Charlie's on that too, I think.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Is that the one that I'm on too?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Another mini reunion back in Kentucky, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
Louisa.
Ghost of the Big Sandy. Yeah. And Zeb Sloan is going to be starring in it. And he was played the kid out in the woods in the first Voorhees Night of the Beast.
Voorhees.
One of the three kids that was out there chanting about "Don't go in there." But Zeb was great in that. He's going to be starring in this kid's adventure movie, so we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to working with James again on that one.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing all these projects come together. And if you guys ever want to come back and share something with me or whatever, here's the thing. Once you're part of this with me and everything, you are now part of my community. You're now part of my family. So now you're part of the Movie Lovers Unite family and community. So feel free to come back anytime you want, even if you don't have anything to promote or whatever. I do movie news, movie reviews, TV reviews, stuff like that. I'm a huge Evil Dead fan. I'm, of course, going to do the new Evil Dead review probably whenever it comes out. So, Todd, if you want to join me, go on ahead. I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm looking forward to the Batman film as well. So,
Thank you.
I'm looking
We will definitely do that then. If you're down, we'll clown.
I'm super excited about it. It's my first major acting role. So
I'm looking forward to that too.
I've seen the still shots, Jason.
I don't know, Jason. You played a great dead body in After the Beast.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Dead body.
He's unrecognizable in both films. I just found out he's in Voorhees 1, and I edited the entire thing. So
I was in Voorhees 1?
Great cameo.
Apparently you were a dead body.
No, that was the second Voorhees.
Yeah,
That
That was the second one.
Okay, I don't know.
Get in there.
And that's our editor, folks.
Yeah, Voorhees 2 redacted.
But
the feedback I'm getting from my director is I did pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, Will, I played Jason.
Yeah. Who knew? and apparently the Sasquatch. John told me that.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now. The eyes.
Oh, okay. You see it. The eyes.
Yeah, I've been darkening them.
By the way, there's actually one more question.
Right.
Speaking of Batman, will the Duke be using will be playing a cowboy in the Batman film?
I mean, that's a CJ question.
All right. So, guys, it's been a
CJ,
privilege.
Answer.
Oh, go on ahead. Sorry.
He's right. You're good. He's just sitting there watching. Are you paying attention, CJ? No, he's not. Let's continue.
He's got his dog.
Let's continue. It's all good.
Yeah, I was. I just said it really quickly. I was like, no.
Oh, okay. He's done.
Can we say who he plays?
Yeah, he plays Lucius Fox, and not a cowboy version. Yeah.
Cowboy
That'll be
Lucius
interesting.
Fox would be awesome.
Yeah. Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see what's in store for him.
Oh, and if you do another one and you need a Joker.
Yeah. Hey, well, we'll clown. No pun intended.
But it's been a privilege, guys. I'm happy to have you guys back. Keep up the great and awesome work on the things that you guys have planned. Jason, of course, don't be a stranger here. I know you won't be. So, like I said, if you guys ever want to, come on back. I like to actually have everyone back again. This has been fun. And thank you, everyone, in the comments section, commenting, asking questions, things like that, interacting with us when we were doing of course, watching the movie as well. So I do thank everyone for that. Of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button. Oh, go on ahead, Jason.
I have one question for you that we didn't touch upon.
Okay.
What did you think about the decapitation?
Oh, the decapitation part was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. She got the worst end of the stick. The boyfriend. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The boyfriend was just out, and that was it.
That's Jessa.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just, and then also too the little small details with her hands and everything. That was fantastic. It's classic Friday the 13th at its best.
Yeah,
and that was and I don't know if you could see my face at the time, but I was actually really geeked out over that part.
I was watching you. Yeah.
But yeah, the part where she's just like using her hands and then falls, I thought that was really good. But the boyfriend he was just out there quick and he didn't get the worst of it. She got the worst of it. Poor woman. But yeah.
Charlene make Betsy
Pamela's,
Palmer proud of that one.
Yeah, Pamela's decapitation.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, most definitely. So, guys, I wish you nothing but the biggest success with this film, and I can't wait to see what other awards that this thing, how far this thing actually goes. So, with that being said, guys, thank you again so much. Thank you in the live chat. I do appreciate you guys. And DB says, only if I can fight cowboy on screen unscripted.
Okay.
So, all right. So with that being said, that's going to end it for tonight. Thank you again for joining us. And
She's going to catch these hands.
Thanks, guys. See you.
And see you guys. Bye.